Hello, welcome to another exciting Friday on the IBM TV. Today it's Friday and it's another exciting one. I welcome you all to Mind Closer 101. Today's show actually will be a continuation of last week, which is your known friend known as depression. If you check your time, it is 6:30 a.m. IST, 9 a.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Central African Time, and 2 p.m. West African Time. It's our tradition before we start the show. We first of all tell you a little story, an African story. These stories were told to me by my dad when growing up. And today's topic is about while the sun and the moon live in the sky. Many years ago, the sun and water were great friends and both lived on the earth together. The sun very often to visit the water, but the water never returned his visit. At last, the sun asked the water why it was. It was that he never came to see him in his house. The water replied that the sun's house was not big enough and that if he came with his people, he would drive the sun out. So he then said, if you wish to visit me, you must build a very large compound. But I warn you, it will have to be tremendous. It will have to be a tremendous place, as my people are very numerous and take a lot of room. The the son promised to build a very big compound, and soon after returned home to his wife, the moon, who greeted him with a broad smile while he opened the door. The sun told the moon what he had promised the water the next day, and he has promised the water. And the next day, he commenced building a huge compound in which to contain his friend. When it was complete, he asked the water to come and visit him the next day. When the water arrived, he called out the sun and asked him whether it would be safe for him to enter. And the sun answered, yes, come in, my friend. The water then began to flow in, accompanied by the fish and all the water animals. Very soon, the water was nail dipped. So he asked the sun if it would be safe. And the sun again said yes. So more water came in. When the water was leveled with the top of a man's head, the water said to the sun, do you want more of my people to come? And the sun and the moon both answered yes. Not knowing any better, the water flowed on until the sun and the moon had to perch themselves on top of the roof. Again, the water addressed the sun, but receiving the same answer and more of his people rushed in, the water was soon overflowed the top of the roof, and the sun and the moon were forced to go up into the sky, where they have remained ever since. This I used to introduce you to Mind Closet 101. Mind Closet 101, it is where our slogan is, if you are perfect, be the first to cast a stone, judge not, and you shall not be judged. And My Closet 101 is a live coaching show that gives people the platform to ask questions. They have been locked in the closet of their mindset. Also, have a one on one platform for people to freely interact and express their inner thoughts without being judged, where everyone can also learn from different mistakes, opinions, not only permitted to talk about our victories, but also our failures, mistakes, and burdens. For our audience watching, please feel free to send us messages or your questions, your messages, your questions, your experiences, your contribution also on our Facebook page, My Closet 101. Also on IBM TV, Facebook on IBM TV, Facebook on IBM TV, also on YouTube, IBM TV. Also follow me on Instagram and on Facebook, Brahma Chinemelo. Also on Twitter, Brahma Chinemelo. And don't forget to also subscribe on our buttons on the YouTube. Now, still having some guests, but before then, I'd like us to also feel free to talk about depression. So if you have anything to say, please send us. But I have guests, and I believe they're here already. We're still waiting for them if they're here. While we go on, depression is one ailment that I will say has been really bothering us. Yes, it lives with us, but we don't know. Honestly, it lives with us. And it is one thing that we don't know that it does exist. Yes. I know how many times I've been depressed unknowingly, but you will not know. But if you kind of take a look and look at how things are, you might really see that you've been depressed, but you might not know. So I want us to really take this topic serious while we wait for our guests to come in. So, like I said earlier on, we can be depressed if we have lost someone special to us or dear to us. We can also get depressed if um, unforeseen circumstances, in the sense that we 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 get our properties or things spoiled, or we lost a lot of we lose a lot of things. That can also get us depressed. But at times, I think we also get depressed through swing moods. Yes, at times we just get depressed because things are not really working out the way we expect them to be. Women also get depressed after giving birth. Some do while they are still pregnant. Some do for just cause, not understanding the reason why. I also believe that depression can also hit one due to the economic situation in the country, like how things really are. First of all, I know most of us got depressed during the pandemic, during the coronavirus lockdown. So a lot of us got really depressed. It depends on if you understand what depression is all about. Then you can now say, oh, okay, I just got depressed because first of all, you find yourself being lazy to do the normal things you normally do. See yourself withdrawn, seeing yourself isolating yourself from a lot of people, and not really wanting to get along with the society. I believe that really is what depression is all about. It's also part of mental health, and I believe so much that we need to really take mental health seriously because, especially we here in Africa, most of us don't really take it serious. Ah. So while we wait for our guests to come in, um, we'll still talk about it for a while. And I can give you a little history about what the WHO says about it. So, um, still waiting for Pastor Steve and also our Amazon #1 bestseller, Anna Rez. Also, I'm expecting Prince Godswill Edward. Yes, he's an entrepreneur and also a politician in Nigeria. And also a psychiatrist, she's a naturopathy doctor and a sex therapist, Miss Obiageli Moralike Samuel also. I'm also expecting an engineer and he's also a motivational speaker. He's Reverend Steve, for them to come online. So back to our topic. So like I said earlier on, while we wait for our guest, don't forget to like our page on Facebook, Mind Closet 101. Please, you can go straight there and do that and just like it immediately. It would be awesome. So you can get more exciting topics and also follow us on our discussions. Yes. So while we still wait for them, you can also do that. And also go to our YouTube channel on the IBM TV, YouTube channel / IBM TV. You see the program live now. And also subscribe also click on the subscription button, and also, yeah, follow us, comment. Feel free to tell us what you think about the show, and also send in your questions. We would like to talk about people's experiences also. So please feel free to do that. Yes. While we still wait for our guest, let me also share this by WHO, which says depression is the leading cause of ill health and disability worldwide, according to the latest estimate from WHO. It says more than 3 million people are now living with depression. I'm not surprised at that figure because everyone can get depressed. Even a child can get depressed. Yeah, especially when, even if there's not a broken home, people can really get depressed easily. It depends on circumstances. Like I said, they can really make you depressed. Yes, like I said before. Sorry, sorry for that. Factors causing depression. So many, so many. But spiritually, yes, a Christian can also get depressed. Muslim can get depressed. So it doesn't really depend where you're from, tribe, your color, your age. Depression it lives amongst us, and that's why it's known as our unknown best friend. Yes. A lot of things really cause depression, like I said earlier on. But we are just waiting for my guest, and I think it's actually a network issue. That's why you're not here. But so, like WHO said, 300 million, and I believe still counting, because depression can really hit us real hard. And when you see somebody that's really active, yes, very, very active in what they do, and you notice that they don't get along as they used to be before. Really know that something is really wrong somewhere. Know that they've been depressed, because it makes them change. It makes them withdraw. You understand? So it's something that we really need to watch out in our society. Depression can also lead to suicide, and that's why we are serious on it. If you notice our previous episodes, we've done on rape, we've done on suicide, and now depression. Depression causes suicide. Um, I also believe that depression can make someone um, also go into drugs. But we need to see. We need to hear from the experts first to talk about it. So while we still wait, everybody living with depression could be crisis, like when we talk about Syria, yeah, the war. The war of Syria could also lead to depression. When you check your environment, you check your circumstances, and you check your environment, you check your community, you check your family, and you notice that things are really not going the way they are. Yes, it makes you depressed. So, yes, still back to it. Depression. Also, there's no very little support available for people with this mental health disorder. The government actually um, don't really do anything about it, because to some people it's just normal. It's just normal, but they don't know that it is really dangerous. And hmm, hmm. Okay, still waiting for my guest. The executive producer says my guest is still available, but while we still wait for them, let's still talk a little bit about this depression. I remember a time in my life when, this depression really doesn't look, it's not glaring. You will not know you are depressed. You might be happy, but you're also depressed. I remember a time in my life when I was planning to get married. Yes, and in Nigeria, we have this culture of people, family members being together, especially when I mean family. I mean large family, extended families. It could be from extended families from your fathers and from your mothers, and even great grand. All make sure that they attend because we have this bond that goes on from generations to generations. Like actually, I know my fourth generation of my grandma. Yes, I've really met them, so I know them. So and it happens that while I was getting prepared for this wedding, things really were not flowing out the way exactly I wanted them to flow because if you're preparing for a wedding, you need to take care of when it comes to like item seven. Yes, item seven, like food. We call it item seven in Nigeria here, and it talks about food and the rest of them. So it happened that while we were preparing for that event, I had to also make sure I got church ready. Yes, I had to go make arrangements for the white wedding. So the funds I was expecting and the ones I had were exhausted. And I was still expecting more funds and it was not really working out the way I wanted it to be. And again, when as I was preparing, they came up with some culture rights. Yes, culture rights that I have to do. That was not part of my budget. So you can see that, first of all, I've been stressed that the funds that are coming. Two, next thing I just got um, 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 expenses I actually didn't prepare for because of cultural rights. So I got a bit confused. I got carried away with with fear. Let me use that word because I just turned out and I said I was just afraid. I really don't know what to do. So after a while, I noticed I stopped picking my calls. I wasn't talking to my wife, now present wife. Then she was we engaged. I wasn't talking to her. I was lazy going to work. I noticed that I always slept late, very late. You understand? Very, when I mean late, very late, like 2 a.m. And this thing kept going, and I wake up very late in the morning as well. So when others have gone to work, I'll still be sleeping because I slept late. All these things went on for long a period. Let me say not really a long time, but just a period of time. So while I was still on it, sorry, while I was still on it, um, I thought I thought actually that life was still okay, but they weren't okay because I was just not myself. It looked as if the whole world turned around. Yes. So it happened for I think 2 weeks, and eventually money started flowing in, and I thought yes, my depression was over. Sorry, it was not because actually after that I noticed, and I normally think that I normally think happiness kind of really override depression. You understand? But it doesn't. It can't. It really can't. Like when you have money, you're famous, you're popular. Let me put that way. You're popular. You have power. You have money. You have everything you desire. You think it's happiness. That's not happiness. That's having everything does not guarantee you can be happy. Do you understand what I mean? It really can't, mm-mm, doesn't work that way. So when things are going on as planned, later I thought I was of depression, but I still noticed that I hardly sleep at night. Yes, and this thing really went on for months. Yes, I noticed as well that before I really got things done, um, it will really take a while. I'll be slow to do that, very, very slow. When I mean slow, very slow to do that. And I I had to just keep thinking about what to do. For a while, I really didn't observe it was depression because I thought it was normal. That, oh, probably just me trying to adapt to a new lifestyle, which I didn't plan for. Yes, because at times when it happens, we think it's actually a new lifestyle, but actually it's not. It's actually not. It's just you being depressed, not knowing. And being depressed also can lead you to a new lifestyle of what you not, what you the kind of how should I say it? You start living a life that you really didn't plan for. That's another one there for it. So it kept lingering for a while, and eventually one day, a friend of mine started talking about depression and how he was depressed and how he noticed it really doesn't get along with things the way he used to, like engage in exercises, hanging out with friends, checking on loved ones, um, doing his normal routines the way he normally used to do, and more especially his sleeping habits changed. And that's when I looked at it for a while. I asked him, I said, does sleeping late also, is that also a symptom of depression? And he said yes. I was like, whoa, wow. I was surprised. I was like, whoa, well, didn't know what to say. Well, confused because I really didn't believe that it could happen to me. Because I thought I had everything. I had everything I wanted. I thought things were really going on well for me. Little did I know that things were not really going the way I wanted them to be. So we got talking, and after that time, I started doing research on it. Despite that, I was still depressed. Despite trying to help myself get myself out of it, I was still what, depressed. And eventually, I was lucky to meet a therapist. They started talking to me about it, and along the line, um, she just tried to help me with some coping skills and told me um, how depression is in health. Okay. Um, well, welcome, Dr. Obi. Thank God we now have our guest on the show. She's actually a psychologist, a naturopathic doctor. She's an entrepreneur, sex therapist. She's also a presenter in the making at Flow FM. Omar here. She hails from Abia State. Her name is Dr. Obiageli Moralike Samuel ND. Hello, Doc.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. It's already afternoon here, but it's still morning in some part of the world. So I want you to say, can I hear you? Come again.
I said good day, everyone.
Okay, now I need you to say good morning in Yoruba and good afternoon in Yoruba for our audience.
Okay. Ẹ káàárọ̀, gbogbo ilé o. Ẹ káàsán,
Wow.
ilé o. Which one
Well,
you have? Hausa. Yakike. Hi, is
whoa.
everyone?
Okay, can you speak Spanish? Probably you could use Say good
Not
morning in
yet.
Spanish.
What
Fr-
training? Not yet.
okay, what of French? Can you speak French?
I can't speak. I know the little from primary school, but I can't speak fluently.
Ah, okay. Okay, but can you say good morning in French?
Bonjour.
Oh, I
That's
think
good
bonjour is.
afternoon.
Oh, really? Okay. I
Yes,
think till the
and
day I meet them.
bonsoir afternoon.
Oh, okay. Well, I think till the day I get to see that, but I still believe that okay, it's good. So welcome to the show. I know you got delayed because of the network issue in Nigeria. So sorry about that. But it's good to have you
Yeah,
here.
apparently they were so good all morning, then it just started raining some minutes ago.
Wow, wow. Well, it's still good. Well, in Nigeria here, in Lagos here,
Yes.
actually. Okay. Well, in Lagos, it's really sunny,
Okay.
and it has been sunny for a while, actually. But has this cool breeze that
Wow.
hits. Has this cool breeze that comes in once in a while, and the weather turns looks. How should I say? The weather looks cold, but it's not raining. And at times we have this sunshine that comes in, probably just an hour, then disappears. The normal looks cool again. That's what we've been experiencing in Lagos.
Okay.
So,
Um,
good. Yeah, go ahead. I'm listening.
I was just going to say let's dive in because I'll have to leave
All right, sure.
shortly. Yes.
All right, no problem. Sure. First of all, what is depression for some of our audiences that really don't understand depression in the scientific um,
Well, depression
expression?
is the psychological, emotional, or physical state of being overly sad and not having the drive to do anything. So when you say one is depressed, you find yourself being not motivated or unmotivated or necessarily moody, basically in a bad place. And we all have different there are different types of depression. People have what we call seasonal depressions, whereby you notice this time of the month or this time of the year, I find myself depressed. People have clinical depressions. People have postnatal depressions, which happens with women that are pregnant, that had children or have had children. Um, it's characterized with the feeling. Depression is characterized with the feeling of unrest, with the feeling of loneliness, with the feeling of lack of motivation, with the feeling of insomnia, with the feeling of lack of appetite, with the feeling of unnecessarily irritated. Let me use that word.
Hmm.
So I hope you're getting an understanding of what depression is. And when we look at depression, it's not a thing that happens to a particular type of person or people within an age bracket.
Okay.
Depression happens to anyone, from you being a child to being a teenager to being
Okay.
an adult to being an old person. Depression can happen to anyone.
Okay.
Although we experience depression more in, don't let me say we, depression is experienced more in women,
And women, all right.
than, yes, than in men, and that's
Yeah.
because of our hormone fluctuation, the way God created
Okay.
our hormones to be. We experience more hormonal issues than men do, starting from the early puberty stage, which we all experience earlier than boys do, to the
Hmm.
whole pregnancy stage, to the pre-menopause stage to even post-menopause and all that. So we have even the menstrual cycle, your hormones are actively working and all that. We have more hormones fluctuating in our system
Hmm.
than men do, which
Okay.
because sometimes you could be depressed due to a psychological fact a physiological factor, not a psychological factor.
Okay.
There are some hormones have in our system and some neurotransmitters that are responsible for being happy, being in a good mood. So when those hormones are not functioning properly, you find yourself being unnecessarily depressed, feeling low.
Hmm.
That's why you notice in treatment of depression, you notice some people are put on meds by some psychiatrists to boost their
Yeah.
dopamine and some other hormones and neurotransmitters to boost their
Yes.
mood and all that. And some actually go through um a psychological process. It could be talk
Yes.
therapy, it could be counseling, it could be group therapy to get over their depression, because that is induced emotional, not physical. It's not like physically induced. So depression, when I hear people have depression, most people that go through depression will tell you they don't know why they're depressed. They don't know why they're depressed. But to get over depression, you need to know the reason why you're depressed. You need to figure out, is it something emotional? Is it something in my system that is not functioning? Is it my hormones? You need to know why you're depressed, because if you can't face why you're depressed, you can never get over it. That's why there's something psychologists do. It's called debriefing. We do that for basically anyone that wants to go through therapy. It helps them
Mm-hmm.
face the issue they might be shying away of or repressing instead of going through it. So if you're going through this thing called depression, you need to find out your reason for being depressed or what put you in that depressed state. Let me put it that way. Then you need to tackle it. You need to, if you feel like group therapy would work better for you, if you feel like personal therapy will work better for you. But depression is not something that you help overcome by yourself, which so many people make the mistake of saying, I need space. With time, I'll get over it. No, depression is not something you can get over yourself. You actually need the help, like a support system and a
Mm.
therapist. So many people feel like being depressed is a white man thing. It's not a black man thing,
Yeah.
you know.
True. True.
But depression has no color or race. Depression is
Wow.
real and it can happen to anybody,
Whoa. Hmm.
So I think we said a little about depression. I know you would have questions to ask,
Sure.
so let me take them.
First of all, you said depression is like, let's say, a habit of being sad. Let me use that word, a habit of being sad. And does it mean that anybody that is sad is depressed? Come again.
Does it mean?
Now, anybody that is sad, probably just for probably 10, 20 minutes, is depressed? Is that what you're saying exactly? Can you hear me?
No, it doesn't mean that. Depression is a constant feeling of being overly sad.
Sad, okay.
Not
That's,
just
yeah,
being sad. You can be
yes.
sad, and overly sad. It's the constant
Okay.
feeling of that. Like today, I wake up this morning, I'm not feeling top notch. I'm
Uh-huh.
feeling like I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. There's
Yes.
nothing wrong. But
Yes.
tomorrow, I wake up feeling that same way. Next tomorrow, I wake up feeling that way. A week is
Okay,
gone,
constant.
I'm feeling that way. 2 weeks is gone, I'm feeling that way. Yeah, constant. That constant feeling of not feeling like myself, not feeling overly sad, feeling overly moody. Even
Yes.
constantly being moody is a sign of depression. I'm moody
Whoa.
this in 2 days time, I'm moody again. And you notice people that go through that, they don't sleep well, they don't eat well, you know. So those are all signs of depression, but not because, oh, maybe something triggered me to feel low today, I feel sad about it. No. You're supposed to react to something bad that happened to you. Does not mean you're depressed. But when you
Oh,
find
yeah.
yourself in that constant state of being,
Yes.
then you know you're depressed.
Hmm. Wow. Because actually,
Like there's some ladies I know that they go through this seasonal depression when
Mhm.
they're on their menstrual cycle
What?
every month, and that they never saw it as actually being having seasonal depression and all that, but it's actually you feel this way. Some
Yes.
people, it could be a memory that is triggering them, maybe a loss
Yeah.
that makes
Yeah.
them feel that way that particular time of the year.
Okay.
But depression is not something because you felt it once you're depressed. It's a constant feeling of being overly sad and having no motivation.
Hmm. Hmm. So actually, you said something like swinging of mood, changing of moods. That's so. Are you actually saying someone that swings moods? Like you be happy today, the next day you're sad, the next morning again you're happy, next week you're sad. Does that have any connection with depression? Did you get my question?
Well, yeah, frequent mood is a sign of depression.
So why are they happy at a particular time, then go back sad? Why? What happened at that minute that they were eventually just turn happy, then eventually just withdraw?
When okay, well, most I wouldn't generalize, but from
Okay,
personal experience,
okay.
a psychologist and as a person, most
Hmm.
cases of frequent mood swing is attached to a particular type of depression, which is called the bipolar disorder.
Oh, okay. Can you
Your
break that a bit?
neurotransmitters and hormones, they at some point they are extremely not working, and at some point they are overly firing. That's why you can
Mm.
see this person is also hyped up and at this moment,
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
next
yeah.
moment the person feeling suicidal or depressed, like not feeling him or herself. That's why that type of depression is treated professionally, not just by a psychologist but also by a psychiatrist.
Oh, okay.
Because when you have
Mhm.
depression like that, it takes a long time to get over it. Some people don't even get over it. Some people are just on constant medication.
Hmm, hmm. Okay. Let me go straight to this question. This seasonal depression that comes in seasonally, in the sense that it happens in a particular time of the month or a particular month. You understand? I have this feeling that I think it happens to me at times. All of a sudden, probably there's a particular month I can't remember
Sorry, I didn't
of
I
it.
didn't get what you said.
I said about. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me? Whoa, I think I've lost her. I think I've lost Doctor. I think we've lost you. Can you come back right in while we still wait
I
for
can
the?
hear you now.
Okay, you can hear me. Very good. The seasonal depression. Oh, we've lost her. Okay. I just wanted to ask about this seasonal depression that happens seasonally. In the sense, she said it could happen in some years, it could happen in a particular year, and it could happen in a particular week. It could happen also in a particular month. How it works like, how it looks like. Because actually, I also have that feeling. Like I was saying earlier on, before Doctor joined us, you notice I told you guys that I noticed my. Okay, she's back. Can you hear me, Doctor? Can you hear me? Are you with us?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Um, Before you joined us, I was telling the audience about. Are you there? Network. Okay, back. Okay, good. Back. Like I said earlier, and if you notice while I was waiting for my guest to come in, I was talking about not having a proper sleep um, agenda. Let me just use that word. I'm trying to find the words to figure to figure it to explain it. I noticed my sleeping routine changed, and normally I ought to be asleep from 10 o'clock or 11, but I normally don't go to bed by that time. I normally go to bed 2 a.m., 3 a.m., at times 5 a.m., 7 a.m. Yes, the next day, and you see, you find yourself sleeping while others are going to work or busy. Then when others are sleeping, you're awake. So this thing kept happening for a while. And you know one thing, I believe a lot of us experienced that during the lockdown because I noticed mine during the lockdown and I tried to adapt back to my normal lifestyle, but it was really difficult to. I think I started exercising. Really, I started exercising. It balanced it back, which I wanted to ask the doctor if exercise can really help to balance our hormones and make us, you know, happy and good again. Like I said before, you being happy does not mean you can never be depressed. And if you have listened to what she said, you noticed she talked about how people swing their moods and this mood swings that comes in. So meaning some hormones are fired up while some are not. So good to have you back, Doc. Good to have you back. Can you hear me now? Yes. Now I was telling the audience about how.
Okay.
Yes, I was telling the audience of how in one time of my life, I was depressed, but I really didn't know till a friend started talking about it, and I noticed that my sleeping habits changed in the sense that I sleep very late and I wake up very late as well. So I really didn't know it was depression. I was thinking of adapting to a new lifestyle till when a friend of mine talked about it. So and also you talked about this seasonal uh, depression that comes in probably in a particular time of the year or particular month. I have noticed that,
Yeah.
but I can't remember the exact month. That all of a sudden I'll notice, like November. Yes, I think November it's that month where I really don't know why I'm kind of,
You're feeling
I'm
that
kind
way.
of yes, and it's not as if I lost anyone or
There's a
something tragic.
trigger. Just look into it.
Come again, come again.
I said there's a trigger. You just need to look into it.
Oh, okay. So, what do you think can trigger that thing? Is it apart from someone losing? What's can it just on its own trigger? Can it be the hormones being inactive at that particular time of the month? Are you there?
Second,
Are
though.
you
Can
there?
you come again?
I said. Now, you said something could trigger it. Then I'm asking, what can trigger it? Is it that because I know nothing? Go ahead if you can hear me.
Okay, I can hear you now.
I said what can really trigger it because I'm not sure I lost anyone. And I can't remember any ugly thing that happened in my life that will make November look like as if it's a horrible month for me. That's how I said. You understand? And I don't want to link it to spirituality that, oh, probably there's something disturbing me at that particular time. But what do you think can be the cause? Do you think it's also my hormones that are not well balanced at that particular time of the month? We're waiting. I know it's network, but we really don't have to keep quiet like that. Um,
Well,
Doc,
if you've
yeah, good,
noticed it
good.
as a
Go on.
pattern, then for example, the month November, you feel that way, it probably might not be any spiritual problem or your hormones. The thing is that there are different things that can trigger one into an emotional state. It doesn't have to be a big significant thing. Can you
I can hear you clearly. Go on, just go on. We're
can you
listening.
hear me?
Sure. I guess it's a network. Please, my audience, just please bear with me. Thank you. Just, the reception is not
Can
really
you hear
that
me?
clear. Very well, very well. Yes, yes, yes. I need to nod.
Okay. So as I was saying, okay. So as I was saying, um, there, there, there's something I used to say, and anytime you have any issue that you don't feel at peace with, any issue that you know,
Network. All right. Any issue that what? You're trying to say something. You said any
any
issue.
issue that could trigger some any unnatural feeling apart from the state of mind you're being in. I always advise people to not to repress that feeling or that emotion, but to deal with it head on at that point. Because anything that could form as triggers to put you in a more serious mental state. You might have not lost someone in the month of November, but
But what? I'm listening. Or listening. Or listening.
okay.
Or listening.
So you might have not gone through anything that might have been significant to you that year or that previous year, like a loss or a terrible experience. You don't need something so terrible to trigger an emotional state. Something as little as someone doing something to you that you repressed could trigger an emotional state, or maybe things that were happening within that period of that month could trigger an emotional state when that particular month comes by. Or let's say, oh, that particular month you have a lot of expectations and all that you didn't meet in the past. So each time that month comes, you feel somewhat depressed about it, you know. So you could have different things that could trigger you into an emotional state apart from loss, into an emotional state of depression, yearly or monthly, apart from losing someone. So you just need to find out what triggered you. That's why I always advise, if anything happens to you that takes you out of that particular way you're feeling at that point, always try to address it. You
Mm.
understand? Because if you repress the memory or the emotions, it will still keep on popping up at significant times to throw your mood off balance.
Mm. Yes. 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 Mm. Mm. Okay. So what are the
So it could be
symptoms?
something your mind has registered at that time to triggering.
Go on. I'm listening.
Oh, I said it's something that your mind could have registered or would have registered that has to do with that period of the year that makes you feel the way you're feeling that period of the year.
Hmm. Okay. What are the symptoms and the signs of depression as an expert, my psychologist?
Well, symptoms of depression, the most obvious one is the feeling of sadness and like constant extreme sadness, the lack of motivation to do anything. You see people that are depressed, they don't have motivation to work, to do house chores, to do anything. That's why you see them losing jobs or not being able to achieve a task or meet up with a goal or something. You notice people that are depressed have insomnia or scattered sleep pattern. They don't have the
Hmm.
regular circadian cycle of sleep. You notice they find it hard to sleep until they are worn out. That's when they can sleep, or they sleep by using drugs
Hmm.
and medications basically to sleep. You even realize that some of them, when they to sleep, they still can't sleep.
True. 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 True.
You know, they have loss of appetite. You notice weight loss, like absurd weight loss and all. So I would have to leave in about like 2 minutes. I would love to stay to talk more, but I am having electricity issues. There's no power right now, and my device would soon go off. But I would have to hear questions, and hopefully Pastor Okit would send them to me. Then I could give responses based on anything I've not been clear about before.
Okay. Why? Before you go, share your social media handles where people can meet you. Probably people having the same issues can equally just talk to you, ask you questions, and you advise them on what to do and heal.
So I do therapy. If you want to reach out to me, my Instagram handle is Rolly underscore Sams, spelled as RHOLLY underscore Sams, SAMZ. My Twitter account is also Rolly Sams. My Facebook account is Obiageli Morolake Samuel. If you want to talk or take a therapy session, you could reach me via those handles.
Okay. Now, before you go, what can people do to get over depression before you go, please? You can tell us while before you go. Are you there? Are you there?
Sorry?
Can you tell us, as in before you go, can you tell us what people can do to get off depression?
Well, basically, I believe everyone going through depression should first of all um have they should have determined what put them in that state of depression. Secondly, they should seek for professional help or get a support group to help them through that phase of depression. You could once you've identified your trigger or what put you in that state of depression, you could face it head on, sort out the issue, or make peace with yourself with that issue. Then set, small goals. Do things that keep you in the constant state of happiness. Like personally, when I'm feeling down, I like listening to music. I love
Okay.
eating good food. Do what
Okay.
would, you know, boost you, put you in that state of happiness. I always advise people that going through depression to do something called the gratitude challenge. Every day,
Wow.
make a list of the things. Yes, make a list of things that, and some people will be like, I'm not thankful for anything. I don't have money in my account. I don't do this. I don't do that. No matter how you feel your life sucks, there's always something to be thankful for. The fact that you wake up in the morning, you should be thankful. The fact that you have food to eat, you should be thankful. The fact that you have shelter, you should be thankful. The fact that you have data, you should be thankful. The fact that you can see, you should be thankful. The fact that you can hear me, you should be thankful. So when you see the good things that is happening in your life, when you think about those things during the gratitude challenge, just thinking about those things will make you feel better about yourself one way or the other. So it's something I always advise people to participate in. Yes, then some people that can do it on their own to get out of their state, and there's some people that can. So that's why I always advise to always have a support system.
Okay. Um, that's awesome. Thank you. But I don't know if you can still talk about another way to help knock off this insomnia when that comes up. If you can't sleep at night, is there any way you can help us with that? Oh, I think we've lost her. We've lost her. Okay, fine, great. Um, I think we've lost the doctor. Yes. Now, sorry about that. That happened on the background. Actually, can see that coming. Um, today has been really been great, awesome. Yes, the topic has been wonderful. Some of my guests were not able to come online, and I'm grateful to God that I had a guest that could not make it last week. She missed it because of due to some technical challenges in our country here, internet wise, that she could not connect. But I'm grateful today she could, but also had the challenges of power failure. Um, for some that don't understand, we do have some of these challenges and amenities of life. We have the challenges here in Africa, so I hope you don't mind to bear with us for so it I just believe it will happen again next time. But just before I wrap up the show, first of all, I want us to look at most of the things the doctor talked about. Despite we didn't finish the topic, the questions, because she was to also tell us, um, you know, how these things really work in the hormones. Because I really wanted to know if in women their hormones make them, depressed. What of the men? Does hormones really cause us to be depressed? So if you're listening and you're watching, because we're also going to put this on podcast, um, I really want to advise that you should take a good look at your health right now as you're listening and watching. Why don't you check yourself for the past few days, a few weeks? Have you been constantly sad? Have you been having these mood swings? And check if you're depressed because it's one common thing that lives amongst us. I'll tell you the truth. Everybody, there's nobody that can escape it. Even the president can be depressed. Politicians can be depressed. Medical doctors can be depressed. Even TV presenters can be depressed. Even you watching can be depressed. Lawyers, police, name you, even children can be depressed. And this is one, to me, it looks like a deadly mental sickness. Yes, that it's terrible because with depression it can lead to suicide, and that's why we're on this topic so that there's yes, last 2 weeks we talked about suicide, but when you look at the factors causing suicide, you also notice that depression is part of it. So we need to really tackle and look into it so that it will not lead someone losing their lives. I hope you understand what I mean. So that is why we, on our own, like you watching, on your own, can really look at your life. How have my life been for a while, for a month, for a year, for 2 years, 3 years? Have I been constantly, sad? Look at it. And if you find yourself depressed, don't hesitate to send us a mail. You can send us a message or also just chat me up on our social media handles or even contact Dr. Obiakeli Morali Kesamba, and she'll give you tips and advice on how to handle them. Because, like she said, some can handle individually while some need people around them to help them. I want you to really take a good look at your life and your mental health to really know if you're sound. If you're not, please try get help. And if you have some coping skills you can introduce into your life, like she said, music. I love music. At times I use music to handle mine. I can remember most nights when it comes, I try to listen to music. And I'm someone that's kind of gospel related, so please, I hope you don't mind. I know I'm using mine. I love gospel music, you understand, Christian music. So I try to use the high tempo songs because I notice when you use the low tempo songs like blues, it kind of turn you into that sober mood. Yes. But when you just try to use the high tempo songs and music, it keeps you thinking about the better things of life. It keeps me on that high spirit that can try to trigger me into being happy at the same time. So this is one of the coping skills that I use to get out of it and be able to hit my hormones so that I can lay and rest and sleep. Yes. So check out yours. Some can be exercise. I have a treadmill at home. I could just listen to music while I use my treadmill. It helps me. It relaxes my nerves. You understand? It relaxes the nerves and just hit them a little bit and I'll sleep off. And I also try and set an alarm so that I can wake up very early. And I think this has to do with fatigue. And if you look at it properly, while some use other methods, you understand, you can also meet a psychiatrist to help you on that. So as I wrap up the show, please don't touch that dial. I beg you not to touch that dial, for we have exciting topics and shows coming up in a few minutes after this. So to end the show, don't forget our audience to send us your questions, experiences, that you would like us to discuss on the show. You can also not disclose your identity. We promise not to disclose your identity. We promise to keep you anonymous. You can send your emails to mindcloset101@gmail.com, mindcloset101@gmail.com. Just look at the mind closet, stick together at gmail.com. You can also send us a message on our Facebook page, mindcloset101. You can also send me um, a message on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. That's from watching Melu on those handles. And addressing it to the producer, executive producer of Mind Closet 101. Also, before we end and wrap up the show, to enjoy your weekend, we'll leave you with this proverb, African proverb, that says, the best way to eat an elephant in your pot is to cut him into pieces. Haha, the best way to eat an elephant is to in your part. That's when you meet an elephant on your part. The best way to eat him is to cut him into pieces. Meaning, the best approach to solve a problem is to take it bit by bit, one at a time. Yes, please, please. Another thing that can lead us into depression is when we have store packed of problems. It can really lead us to depression. So this week advice is for you to take them what? Bit by bit. Don't rush them. Take your time. You really get our problem solved. And one thing I really want to tell you is I believe I'm a Christian. I'm not, because this program is not actually for Christians alone, it's for everybody. But I'm telling you on my own part, the spiritual aspect. You, if you're a Muslim, believe in God. If you're an atheist, still believe. I believe there's a God somewhere watching. So you believe on that thing you believe that helps you and you believe on, believe he can never give you a problem that is bigger than you. Like me, I don't believe God can give me a problem that is bigger than me. So just take your problems one at the time. So don't touch that dial. Keep watching IBM TV for more exciting educative programs. Like on Monday, we have Economic Monday radio talk show. On Tuesday, we have World News COVID-19. Celebrity Tuesday, Chess Without Borders. That's with Jim Ed. He was once a guest on my show. Please don't forget to tune into his show. It's really exciting. Get to know more about chess. And we're trying to see if we can introduce chess into your home, not only your society, but your home as well. And if you don't know how to play chess, I advise you listen to Chess Without Borders. On Wednesday is Startup Wednesdays for all those entrepreneurs trying to have new startups in their businesses. And also, I also believe it's also for your life. Read Wednesdays is also on Wednesday. On Thursday, we have Podcast Thursday. Now, if you're a podcaster and you love podcasts, just tune in to us on Thursday. Watch our show. It's really exciting where we have podcasters all over the world coming to talk about their shows, talk about life, we talk about general things, just general life. Friday we have Financial Friday and Mind Closer 101 and also Med Friday. So if you're trying to build up your financial world, why don't you tune to our station on Friday? Yes, and learn how to build your finances and how to budget and how to do money, finances. And also, My Closet 101, it's where we talk about life issues, family, and the world at large. And Med Friday is also for those that really want to talk about medical issues. Yeah, we talk medical on Fridays. Saturday, we have Spiritual Saturday. If you want to get connected spiritually with your maker, with your God, with the deity, anything you believe on, connect to our station on Saturday, Spiritual Saturday. We have Chess Stars with Sasha. I bet you if you're a chess lover or you want to learn how to play chess, don't miss that show because Sasha is like a well-known international chess player. He talks more about chess, and you get to meet stars, chess international stars on that show. And we have DJ live Saturday music. So if you're a music lover, don't forget to connect. And we also have Starry Saturday. On Sunday we have Super Sunday and the Alexandra May Cafe. Now, if you're a music lover, don't miss to watch Alexandra May Cafe. She talks about music and she's also a musician. So if you're upcoming and you love music, just join and watch her. Now, I hope you had a great time. This is Friday. It's public holiday here in Nigeria. The Muslims are celebrating a festive city, a festive program. Yes. So please keep safe. Don't forget to practice the normal um, hygiene, washing your hands, um, keeping your social distancing, and if you notice any symptoms of COVID-19 like coughing, pains, loss of appetite, smell, please, I beg you, you need to call the authorities and tell them that you're infected and they'll look into it. Keep safe, take care, don't touch that dial. God bless you. Have a wonderful weekend. Signing out, your host, Rawatchinamel. Bye.